Hello, my friends. Welcome to another video. Although this one is going to be a little bit more serious than my typical videos. In case you didn't know, I'm a Canadian who's been fortunate enough to have spent years living in the United States, Taiwan, and mainland China. Just to be clear, I am not pro or anti-reunification of Taiwan with the mainland. Like a majority of people in Taiwan, I am for continuing the status quo, even though while living in Taiwan, even as an expat, I always felt there was a monkey on my back. Well, maybe not always, but definitely when I saw the frequent flybys by the Taiwan military jets. Having spent years in the United States, ROC, and PRC gives me a unique perspective in which to discuss the situation we find ourselves in today, in terms of the relationship between the US, ROC, and PRC. Why am I making this video? Well, we seem to be racing toward a dire situation, one in which I feel we should all do anything we can do to change. Maybe you can make a video, maybe you can just talk to friends. Do something. Where to start? Okay, I'm going to start with the elephant in the room, in my opinion, which I don't hear many people admitting. They always say, when will China invade Taiwan? All kinds of predictions are available, online in mainstream media as to when mainland China might be ready. Never really admitting the obvious, mainland China is ready now. If mainland China really had a desire to invade Taiwan, they could do it today. I don't think anyone really believes that Taiwan would stand a chance in a conflict with the mainland. If you don't agree, you can leave a comment below and let me know. Mainland China today is a superpower. You all know that. It has a huge military, and the military in mainland China continues to grow. Is mainland China growing that military in order to invade Taiwan? No. Mainland China is growing that military to protect all of China, including Taiwan. If you are Taiwanese, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but in case you didn't know, the coming conflict is not about you. You might think it is, but it isn't. Look around the mainstream media. You'll see that there are stories about the mainland preparing to invade Taiwan and how the U.S. will defend Taiwan if the mainland invades. You see all kinds of stories like that, right? For every one of those stories, though, you can see 10 or more stories about how China is the enemy number one. You'll see stories about sanctions on mainland China, Chinese products being banned in the West, and Chinese companies being banned from buying essential components for making all kinds of different products. The U.S. considers China enemy number one. You all know that. So Taiwan, the conflict on the horizon is not about you. But considering that both U.S. and the PRC are nuclear powers, the U.S. will avoid a direct conflict with the nuclear-capable mainland. So they'll need to find another way to do it. I know. How about a proxy war? It could be fought over Taiwan. The PRC has no intention of invading Taiwan. I've heard it said that the mainland is prepared to wait a week, a month, a year, 10 years, even 100 years, or 1,000 years to reunite with Taiwan. Notwithstanding outside influence, I firmly believe that the status quo could go on for generations. Unfortunately, persistent outside influence is the catalyst for the current situation. This is like another elephant in the room. Does anyone out there really believe that the mainland is just totally bent on invading Taiwan and that outside influence is not the driver of all the hostility? Come on. If that's you, again, please leave a comment below and let me know what you're thinking. I really want to know. If you really want to be honest with yourself, due to the success of the mainland and the threat of the mainland negatively affecting U.S. hegemony, the mainland is enemy number one of the USA. We all know that. Is it beneath the USA to use Taiwan as a sort of weapon against the mainland in an attempt to make mainland China into some sort of pariah? That's a rhetorical question. You don't need to answer it. I see so many news stories about how the mainland is becoming more and more aggressive towards Taiwan. Yet we all know that every aggressive action is in response to the provocation by the U.S. It's no secret that the U.S. wants war with mainland China. It's Chinese people who live in mainland China. Having lived in Taiwan, I can say without a doubt that it's also Chinese people living in Taiwan. Maybe it's just me, but I can't understand how the Chinese people in Taiwan are okay with their brothers and sisters on the mainland living under constant threat from the U.S. If you don't believe me, just check mainstream media. You'll see they're under constant threat. And for what? For being successful? So it is with sadness that I have to say that due to the success of the mainland, Taiwan may soon no longer have the status quo option available to them. How will the U.S. start a war with the mainland? I have no idea, but Taiwan will be the key. I'm sure that the U.S. has several different plans to start the war. They're currently busy establishing the narrative in Western mainstream media. First and foremost, they're gonna want to be seen as the saviors, of course, and mainland China as the aggressor. That's what they're setting up in the media right now. Although, as I mentioned earlier, it's not about you, Taiwan. Taiwan is in a unique position right now to change the world. Taiwan will never, ever be in a better negotiating position than they are today. If the war seems inevitable and the status quo will no longer be available, Taiwan basically has two choices, right? Unless you can think of another, you can add it to the comments. Let the bombs fly. That's option number one. Allow the small island of Taiwan to become the battleground for a proxy war between superpowers. The island will be devastated, and there will still be a pretty good chance that Taiwan will be reunified with the mainland anyway. That's option number one. Doesn't sound so great, does it? Although with that option, both Taiwan and the mainland will likely be much weaker than they are today. Both of them, Taiwan and the mainland. Option number two. Use the leverage that you have today to begin negotiations with the mainland. Finally, get that monkey off your back. There is a third option, but it requires immediate and resolute action. And that is for Taiwan to visibly and resolutely reject all forms of outside influence, including weapons. Taiwan currently holds all the cards, but for how long? If Taiwan begins negotiations before a war breaks out, what can Taiwan expect? Well, if Hong Kong can be used as an example, Taiwan can negotiate for basically the same as the status quo with very, very little change. Will the mainland insist on a national security law that terrorists and secessionists will dislike? Yeah, likely. But if you don't fit into those two categories, you may not even notice the difference except for improved accessibility to a very successful superpower, mainland China. Perhaps even a bridge or a tunnel directly from the island to the mainland. Who knows? I mean, you've seen the things that China can do. If you choose option one and end up forcefully reunified with the mainland, your negotiating position will be non-existent. Zilch. Nada. Plus, don't kid yourself. Much like the conflict in Ukraine, the U.S. talks tough, supplies weapons and unwavering support for fighting until the last Ukrainian. Yet if Americans started dying on the battlegrounds of Ukraine, the American people would have no stomach for that. I can guarantee you. The American people would rise up against their own government. Do you really think that they will have a stomach for Americans dying to defend Taiwan? A place that probably 95% of Americans couldn't find on a map? I really doubt that would happen. The next presidential election in Taiwan is not much more than 6 months away, right? But the inauguration of the next president is nearly a year away. Who knows if the U.S. will even wait for the election, let alone the inauguration, especially if they don't like the outcome of the election, right? If you haven't noticed, there are some very crazy, hawkish people running the U.S. government, and they have no reverse gear. If a proxy war gets started in Taiwan between the U.S. and mainland China, God help us all. Who knows where that could end up? You may have heard that the mainland has destroyed Hong Kong. I've seen tons of videos about that on YouTube. You may also have seen protest signs that say, "Free Taiwan, free Hong Kong," on the same damn sign. Yesterday, I went to Hong Kong to find the truth for myself. The following video is what I found. Not everyone had a favorable opinion of the changes in Hong Kong. I'll admit that. But before you cling to a negative opinion as proof that the evil mainland has destroyed Hong Kong, please compare that opinion to the utter devastation that you heard about or you've seen videos about. There is no indication of devastation in Hong Kong. Although I didn't speak to any terrorists, no doubt they wouldn't be very happy. Please help to share this information. You're welcome to share this video, or even claim it as your own and repost it again. I don't care. I really don't care about the personal views on my YouTube channel. It's more important to get the message out. Maybe make a video of your own, especially if you disagree with some of what I said, or at least start some discussions about it. Pay more attention to the news and what they seem to be planning. To those who claim Taiwan is already independent, if you really care about Taiwan, please modify your rhetoric to match reality. So I just crossed the border, and as you can see, I am in fact in Hong Kong. So I thought I'd walk the streets of Hong Kong and get some opinions for you on this whole national security and being handed back over to the mainland thing. It's turning out to be much more difficult than I thought it would be. I thought maybe I'll try to get variation of ages, different age groups, different types of people, working people, people maybe cleaning the streets, you know, old people, young people and whatnot. And I'm finding out why it's more difficult. Anybody under, let's say, 24 almost doesn't have an opinion on it. They're like, well, I didn't really know what it was like before that. National security law has been in place for 3 years, since 2020. It'll be 3 years coming up in about a week or so. Handed over to China, rejoining with the mainland after being handed over from the UK back in 1997, which is 26 years ago, coming up in another week or so. Most of the younger people don't even know about that. They weren't even born then, so they don't know. That's like 26 years ago. Anybody under 24 obviously doesn't know about that. But anybody under 24 doesn't really have an opinion about the national security law. They really don't know what it was like before that. They say that they weren't really living. I think what they mean by that is they weren't in the marketplace. They weren't in jobs. They were in school, so they don't really have an opinion on what's changed. I'm finding that the majority of older people that I approach don't speak English. And actually, there's a pretty large group of people that when they see someone coming in with a camera asking if they speak English, right away say they don't speak English. Now, whether they do or not, I'm not sure. But I think that's a pretty typical response. I only have a few responses for you so far. I want to see if I can get a couple more. And let's get a kind of an opinion about this all the changes here in Hong Kong. Has it gotten better or worse for people?
The question difficult for me.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the sense.
Oh.
You can ask some old people.
Oh, yeah, that's the idea.
Actually, I not think this one. I just think go where to fun. No other thing.
Some other young people also told me, they said they don't know, they have no idea.
You need to ask some old people. They will know.
Yeah.
Too young.
But for you don't know anything.
Care.
Okay. Thank you. Sheng Shui may not be the best place to find people to ask because a lot of Chinese people come here to buy stuff and then just go right back. Let me see if I can find a couple people. Excuse me. Do you speak English?
No.
No. Where you from? Mainland? You're from mainland?
Yeah.
Oh,
From
okay.
Shenzhen.
Shenzhen, me too.
Yo.
I have been. Yeah. Okay, I want to ask. I'm trying to find.
Railway station.
You're from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find some people to ask a simple question. The simple question is, you know, in what was it, 1997, July 1st, changed back to the mainland, right? And then in 2020, June 30th, there was a national security law. I want to ask people, their life got better, worse, or no change?
No change.
No change.
Same,
You didn't notice any change?
Same thing.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Are you
Can I help you?
Are you from Hong Kong?
Of course, yes.
Okay, I want to ask a simple question.
Yes.
I'm trying to form an opinion. Some people from Hong Kong told me that actually things are better in China since 2020. That
2020?
When they put in the national security law.
Yes.
Have you personally noticed any difference? Better life, worse life, or the same?
Almost the same.
Almost the same. Nothing.
Yeah.
You haven't
Nothing
noticed
special.
anything.
You know, we're just only citizen.
You know, it's kind of funny because when I see protests for Taiwan, I see, oh, free Taiwan, free Hong Kong.
Yes.
But the people the Hong Kong people I talk to, they say, oh, there's no difference.
Just no big deal. No difference.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hello.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yes. May I help you?
I want to ask a simple question. You're from Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
I'm trying to get an idea. After the 2020 national security law, has your life got better, worse, or no difference?
Where? Yes. Hong Kong so many difference after the 1997.
After 97?
Yes.
Okay, 1997, July 1st,
Yes.
changed back to the mainland.
Yes.
But June 30th, 2020 is the national security law.
Yes.
Is it better or worse?
Worse.
Worse. Why? What differences?
Reverse the freedom, the social media as monitors with mainland China.
What kind of like YouTube or?
YouTube, a lot of maybe. I think they will monitor the WhatsApp, so maybe a lot of media thing.
Okay.
Yes.
So you don't like it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Anybody speak English?
Yeah. I can speak English.
I'm trying to get an opinion about a question.
Yeah.
Are you from Hong Kong?
Yeah, from Hong Kong.
I'm trying to find out. I have some friends who told me that after the June 30th, 2020 national security law, there's no difference in their life. It may be better.
Yeah.
How about for you? Is it better, worse, or the same? No difference.
I think no difference.
No difference.
Yeah.
Some friends that I meet in Shenzhen tell me it's better because no protesting.
Yeah. It's something better, but the economy get worse. But in Hong Kong, I think no difference.
No difference.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to say 50% of the people that I see here are actually from the mainland. Let's judge, well, not those kids playing basketball, but again, they're young enough that they probably wouldn't have an opinion. And I don't ask anybody that's walking somewhere that looks like they're going somewhere. I don't want to interrupt people. I'm only asking people that aren't moving. Boy, this is a tough crowd. Definitely Hutongs here. Hey, you speak English?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yes.
I'm just trying to get an opinion. Okay, after the June 30th, 2020 national security law put in by the mainland, is your life better, worse, or no difference?
No difference.
No difference. Okay, I'm just trying to get an opinion because I have some friends who told me that their life got better because there's no fighting in the streets. So you notice no difference?
No.
No difference. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to say in general, people in Hong Kong are more camera averse than people in the mainland. Just a personal observation, personal opinion. Hey, excuse me. Excuse me, do you speak English?
No.
You don't? Come on. Hey, excuse me, do you speak English?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a simple question?
Of course. Yeah.
I want to ask if after the national security law, your life got better, worse, or no difference?
If you don't offend anything, it makes no differences.
Makes no difference.
If you don't offend anything,
So if you don't make trouble,
yes,
then it's no difference.
exactly.
Excuse me, do you speak English? Can I ask you a simple question?
What for?
I want to ask people in Hong Kong. I have friends from Hong Kong, and I want to see the truth. After the national security law, your life is better, worse, or the same?
Same.
The same. No difference.
No.
Thank you. So, you speak English?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask a simple question.
Yes.
I'm trying to get an opinion, okay? I have some friends from Hong Kong, who told me that since the national security law, their life got better because there's no fighting in the streets.
Yes.
So I thought, I'm going to come to Hong Kong. I want to ask myself. I want to ask some people in Hong Kong. You're from Hong Kong, right?
Yes.
Is your life better, worse, or no difference?
I think it's no different.
No difference. For the average person, it's basically no difference.
Because it's on the individual case. Not every day or everyone will do that.
So only people making trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Do you speak English?
Yeah, okay. A little bit.
Okay, I'm just trying to get an opinion from people.
Okay.
Okay, I have friends from Hong Kong who told me that after the national security law, their life got better because there's no fighting.
Uh-huh.
But then I thought, I'm going to come to Hong Kong. I want to find out for myself the truth.
Uh-huh.
Did people's life get better, worse, or no difference?
I think maybe no difference.
No difference.
Yeah.
So for the average person, nothing really changed.
I'm not really sure. Yeah.
For you personally,
I think maybe not different.
nothing different. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
What?
Do you speak English?
Little.
Are you from Hong Kong?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get an opinion. I'm trying to ask a simple question.
Simple. Okay.
Okay.
You ask.
Okay, after the national security law, is your life better, worse, or no difference?
Is okay. No more to do anything.
Yeah.
for
No big.
Because it's because
It's quiet.
Yeah.
But in normally nothing, no change.
in normally.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
normally it's okay.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah.
Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yes.
You speak English? I'm trying to get an opinion. I have some friends who are from Hong Kong. You're from Hong Kong, right? Some friends told me that since the national security law, their life got better because there's no protests. I want to ask people in Hong Kong, that's why I came here today to ask people, is their life better, worse, or no difference?
No difference.
You know, you don't notice any difference in your life, or it's worse?
And what's your problem now?
Oh, I'm just trying to get an opinion from people in Hong Kong
Ah,
about the national security law from June 30th, 2020, right? Is your life better now or worse or no difference in your life?
no difference.
No-
No difference.
No difference.
No difference.
I think most people feel the same, actually. Today I asked maybe 10 people, and almost everyone says no difference.
No difference.
But some people I met
Actually, it's no difference.
no difference. Okay. Thank you very much.